Yo, welcome back to the Game Podcast with your boy MB. So could Ohio State have 7 players drafted in the first round in 2024? Now, most likely, this is probably not going to happen, but what could be the path? How could this be possible? Right? Now, we have a lot of talent, and most likely, we're going to have a couple guys in the first round. Of course, we have guys like Marvin Harrison Jr., we have Emeka Buka, JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, Mike Hall, Tyreek Williams, Ty Hamilton, Denzel Burke, and all those guys, Travion Henderson. These guys are extremely talented. Now, these guys that I've named, they have a lot to prove. They haven't proven a lot. I know a lot of us are down on Denzel Burke and Jack Sawyer. I know they've been disappointing, but they have a lot of talent and they have a lot of potential. But how could this be possible, right? Now, first thing I would have to say, let's start with the defense first, right? How could guys like JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, Denzel Burke, how could these guys, Mike Hall, Tyreek, how could these guys get drafted in the first round? Now, it would have to be these guys would have to have amazing seasons. JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, they would have to have double-digit sacks. They cannot have singular-digit sacks. They cannot. They have to wreak havoc. They have to wreak havoc this year, and they have to create a lot of sacks. I think both of these guys, if they want to be a first-round pick, they're gonna have to get at least 10 sacks each, which would be insane, and that would be huge. Of course, you have Mike Hall, who has been very. You have Mike Hall and Tyreek Williams that have been, disruptive in spots, but they haven't really played that much. A lot of they have struggled with consistency, and I know they're kind of not disciplined, but they have been very effective in spots. Now, the problem with Mike Hall has been injuries. He's been injured. He wasn't able to get on the field as much because of the injuries. And Tyreek Williams, a lot of it is with, I think, to me, it's a lot of mentality. Sometimes he's in and out. He's in and out of shape. He struggles with that. And sometimes I feel like he doesn't take things serious all the time. But he's still disruptive. But they're gonna have to have big seasons. They're gonna have to be stalwarts, and they're gonna have to be stalwarts. They're gonna have to work on that. Work on their run defense, stopping the run. They're really good pass rushers, but they do struggle kind of in the run game. So they're gonna have to work on that. Now, with a guy like Denzel Burke, a lot of people are down on him. Now, I'm pretty high on him because I think he has a lot to prove. He played a great spring game, but he's gonna have to be. But if he wants to be a first round pick, he has to be among the top cornerbacks in pass coverage this season. He's gonna have to be a lockdown corner, right? He's gonna have to get at least 3 or 4 interceptions. And I think there's a path for him. I think they're gonna look at his freshman season, see a lot of potential from them. Obviously, he didn't have a great season. He had a sophomore slump, and that could affect his draft stock. But if he comes out here and he dominates the competition, he dominates these wide receivers, he covers well, I think he could be a first round pick. The other thing I think needs to happen is this defense needs to be top 3. This needs to be a top 3 defense for this to happen. For these guys on defense for it to happen, right? I think that there's no option. There's no other option. If these guys want to get drafted in the first round, they have to have a top 3 defense. Now, can they do it? I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of talent on this team. There's a lot of talent. I think we have the playmakers to do it now. But again, we have no proof of that. The past 3 seasons have been bad. They haven't been great. I thought last year's defense was a little bit better, but again, they fell apart obviously in the They fell apart in the last part of the season. But again, I do think we're gonna have a really good defense. I think we have the playmakers for this to be a top 3 defense and to be a really great defense. But that's all I really want to talk about on the defensive side of the ball. Now, in the offensive side of the ball, we know that Marvin Harrison, again, he's gonna be a first round pick. There's no talking about that. Then you have Emeka Egbuka, who's projected right now in the way too early draft picks. He's probably gonna be in the late first round. Now, with him, he's gonna have to have a great season, which I think he can. I believe in Emeka. He proved a lot in that Georgia game. He's gonna have to, and the only way I see him falling if he does not have a great season or if he gets injured like that. But I think he's gonna be a first round pick. Now you have guys like Donovan Jackson. He's a guy that I don't know. I just don't know if the reason why I don't really know about him is because a lot of NFL teams they don't value guards. Now I think he's pretty versatile. There's a lot of people who think that he can play left tackle, so that could help us. That could help the stock. Who knows? We have questions on the offensive line, so maybe he will switch to the offensive tackle, left tackle. Who knows? But he seems like a guy has a lot of versatility, and the NFL team might want that. But again, I'm not sure if he's going to be a first round pick. Now he's a talented guy, but again, I know the NFL they don't really value guards like that, but he could be another guy that could sneak into the first round. And then you have you might have Kyle McCord. Now I don't see that happening. I think he's gonna be a 4-year guy. He's gonna come back the next year. But he's another guy that can sneak in if he has a sneaky season. If he has like a Dwayne Haskins type of season, he could be a guy that could sneak into the first round. Now I don't really see that. I think he's gonna. Most likely he's probably gonna stay. Or who knows if he's even the quarter. Even if he's we don't know if he's QB1 or not. So, but yeah. So in a whole big picture sense, I think for this to happen, this is gonna have to be a national championship team. They're gonna have to win this, right? They're gonna have to win this national championship for this to happen if they want to have 7 guys drafted in the first round. They're gonna have to win a national championship. That would instantly just skyrocket their value in the NFL if they win a national championship. But we'll see. I mean, this is gonna be a very interesting season. I think it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. Again, I think I don't know if that's gonna happen. I think we're gonna have a really good defense. I think the defensive line is gonna be great. But I don't know if coming from trying to come from their NFL heads, do they really value defensive tackles like that? My call's gonna have to have like a Jalen Carter type of like season. Now, like I said, if those two edge players with JT and Jack Sawyer, if those guys have 10 sacks, it's gonna be kind of hard for them to be effective and get those stats to become a first round pick, unless these NFL guys evaluate correctly, and we know that they don't really do that well. But who knows? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is it possible? Could they have 7 guys drafted in the first round? Is it possible? Do you think there's a possibility that could happen? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. All right, guys, I'm out.